Hello everyone, it's your favorite crazy ass bitch, Eliza VTuber. Your favorite artist, Eliza VTuber. Today I'm going to read copypastas while you're watching my speed paint. I wanted to put the music on, but then I was like, I can't find the proper music for it. So I'm just gonna read copypastas that I found on Air Copypasta, and I like them. And for what I'm drawing right now, it's actually Elliot, my male version of a character, and Liquis, um, male version of a character. I thought it might be interesting for other artists to see how I draw in Sigh, what kind of, I don't know, technique I'm using. I pretty much just paint. Some of the stories I'll be reading are kind of gross. So if you don't want to listen to them, just turn the music on the background, mute me, and just watch the process, because I think the process itself is pretty satisfactory even for an average viewer, because non-artist. Because it's kind of nice seeing it coming together. I hope you'll get a good laugh out of it. I was 22 years old when I learned that not every family has a poop knife. My family poops big. Maybe it's genetic, maybe it's our diet, but everyone births giant logs of crap. If anyone has laid Maggie poop, you know that sometimes it won't flush. It lays across the hole in the bottom of the bowl, and the vortex of draining water merely gives it a spin as it mocks you. Growing up, this was a common enough occurrence that our family had a poop knife. It was an old rusty kitchen knife that hung on a nail in the laundry room, only to be used for that purpose. It was normal to walk through the hallway and have someone call out, "Hey, can you get me the poop knife?" I thought it was standard kit. You have your plunger, you have toilet brush, and your poop knife. Fast forward to 22. It's been a day or two between poops and I'm over at my friend's house. My friend was the local dealer and always had guests over. Because you can't buy weed without sitting on your ass and sampling it for an hour. I excuse myself and lay a gigantic turd. I look down and see that it's a sideways one, so I crack the door and call out for my friend. He arrives and I ask him for his poop knife. My what? Your poop knife, I say. I need to use it, please. What the fuck is a poop knife? Obviously he has one, but maybe he calls it by a more delicate name. A fecal cleaver, a dung divider, a guanoglyph. I explain what it is I want and why I want it. He starts giggling, then laughing. Then lots of people start laughing. It turns out the music stopped, and everyone heard my pleas through the door. It also turns out that none of them had poop knives. It was just my fucked up family with their fucked up balls. Fuck my life. I told this to my wife last night, who was amused and horrified at the same time. It turns out that she did not know what a poop knife was, and who had been using the old rusty knife hanging in the utility closet as a basic utility knife. Thankfully she didn't cook with it, but used it to open Amazon boxes. Yo. That one is a crazy one, right? Did you enjoy it? Do you have a poop knife? I'm curious. Comment down below. Do you use a poop knife? I gotta know. I don't use a poop knife before you ask. I don't use a fucking poop knife. Here's the next one. Bruh. Bro, I could be like that sometimes, you know? You feel me, you get me, you touch me, you feel my soft, warm skin. You get closer for a kiss and feel how soft my skin is. You give me neck kisses, we cuddle, we sleep together and hold me tight and wish you can never let me go. You sing me a song before I go to sleep and you sleep to my soft breathing. It do be like that. Here's another one. Where were you when Club Penguin died? The Antherpist asked me. I shudder at the thought of that unholy, bitter night. My mind races as I recall the disgraceful events that shook my mind and corrupted the once, dare I say, happy person I used to be. I was at my house eating Doritos. The Doritos, the last pure thing that entered my vessel of a body that would soon be filled with darkness. The taste so bittersweet, with a crunch that tied it all together. The phone I barely used began to emit a screeching sound, a piercing, gnashing, horrid beep that tore my eardrums. I sensed dread. I knew it would be a bad omen to answer, but something sinister compelled me to answer. When the phone rang, the voice that I would hear, a horrid voice with a slight familiarity, a tense yet calm with a sinister tone. I would not forget the voice, nor what it said, no matter how hard I tried. Club Penguin is kill. No, 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 this could not be happening. My world as I knew it was being swallowed whole by terrible corruption, the terrible gnashing, the screeching, the horror. I can't hear it again. I can't bear it again. I can't do it. Please, God, save me, please, from this never-ending misery, this nightmare I can't wake up from. No! Club Penguin is kill. I hope it was funny. I don't know. It's kind of funny. This one is kind of famous and kind of disgusting. It's called Is My Boyfriend a Vampire? So if you're really squeamish with blood and such, just skip it or mute me. Okay, so I have a new boyfriend. Yay! And we have been seeing each other for about a month now, tongue out. Anyway, the other night we had a Twilight marathon. I love Twilight. And a dream of mine is to have a vampire boyfriend. Aren't they just so hot? I've been experimenting with eating my own blood ever since the Twilight books first came out. I consider myself to be a vampire now. I usually just save the blood I lose naturally each month, if you know what I mean. I usually just keep the tampons in the freezer, etc. and suck on them or eat them later. I decided that I would try and turn my new boyfriend. So I've been cooking my blood into his food when he comes over. I tried making blood pudding as well, but that only works if I've had a heavy flow. You need a lot of blood. So I usually just add a little bit of blood into the marinade or pasta sauce, etc. He has absolutely no idea. Tongue out. I've been doing this for about 3-4 weeks. Do you think he could be a vampire by now? No, girl, I think you're crazy. Girl, you gotta calm your teeth a little there. Like, that's not how it works. Yeah, here's the next one. It's kind of long. Okay, this is not a shitpost. I wish it was. I'm deeply disturbed. The other night after sex, as my husband and I were getting up and dressed, I asked if he could grab me a glass of ice water. He was on his way out of the room and said sure. He wasn't mad about it, and sex was fine. We weren't fighting and had been having a pretty good week. As I walk into the kitchen, he hands me the glass of water. I don't know what came over me, but I got this sixth sense. I don't know how else to describe it. Maybe it was his shit-eating grin, but flat out asked him, "Did you put your dick in this?" He looked shocked and taken aback by my question, and for a split second I thought maybe I was being an idiot. He then says, "How did you know?" I was furious, but it was such a strange situation, so I just dumped it out and brushed it off. I didn't know what else to do. The next day I asked him about it and asked why he did it. He said, "I don't know. I told him that it kind of made me upset, like I can't trust him to get me a glass of water. It hurt my feelings. He immediately got defensive. We got into a fight about trust and he didn't understand what the big deal was. I said, "So what? Do you put my toothbrush in the toilet when we fight?" He said, "No, of course not." But he had that same shit-eating grin. I don't know if he would ever do that. And maybe it was just the way I phrased it, or that the fight was about him putting his dick in my glass of water, but like, what the fuck? I don't know what to think. Am I overreacting? Honestly, I don't think she's overreacting, because really, like, I can't trust you with getting me a glass of water. Here's another one, and it might appeal to Rick and Morty fans and Family Guy fans. Enjoy. Louis. Peter? Louis. Peter? Hey, Louis. Peter, are you far away or are you inside something? Is this a camera? Is everything a camera? Louis, the garage. Louis, come to the garage. Louis? Peter, where are you? On my workbench, Louis. Are you invisible and you're gonna like fart on me? Flip the pickle over. What? I'm gonna touch it and you're gonna tell me it's an alien dick or something? Come on, flip the pickle, Louis. You're not gonna regret it. The payoff is huge. I turned myself into a pickle, Louis. Boom. Big reveal. I'm a pickle. What do you think about that? I turned myself into a pickle. What are you just staring at me for, bro? I turned myself into a pickle, Louis. And? What more do you want tacked onto this? I turned myself into a pickle and 9/11 was an inside job? Was it? Who cares, Louis? Global acts of terrorism happen every day. Oh, here's something that's never happened before. I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Peter. Here's another somewhat disgusting one. It was just a fart, he said. But it wasn't just a fart. It was an arse tsunami. It was a Sunday morning and 5 of us huddled for warmth inside my friends in San Micra in McDonald's car park. We waited impatiently for our nutritious breakfasts. The only evidence of the previous evening's debauchery rested at the pit of our stomachs. Mixed drinks, heavily cut cocaine, damp fries, and garlic sauce. And what goes in must come out. Could you imagine the contents of a sewer being baked by the midday sun in the downtown Karachi, mixed with a container ship full of century eggs, an unearthed mass grave, and a mountain of burnt hair? It was that, plus warm durian fruit. All of this was encapsulated in a solitary, silent popcorn bottom burp. Dan began to cry. Matthew vomited on the inside of the car window. Rob walked home 2 miles in sub-zero conditions. He never said goodbye. Phil and I left the Party Boys WhatsApp group. Things would never be the same again. It wasn't just a fart. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please check me out on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, whatnot. It's all in the description. Subscribe. Push that like button. And I'll see you next time, gamers.